the vast expanse of the galaxy, the dream of humanity was to travel between the stars in the blink of an eye. Faster than light travel, or FTL, made that dream a reality. But what if the key to this incredible freedom was held in the iron grip of a single corporation? This isn't a story about the brilliant minds who invented the warp drive. This is the story of those who control it. This is the story of Stellar Dynamics Corp., the FTL cartel. To understand STC's power, you need to understand one thing, K-Crystal. This volatile, shimmering mineral isn't just a component of warp drives. It's the only component that makes them work. It's the essential catalyst. Without it, the most advanced starship in the galaxy is nothing more than a metal drifting in the void. STC didn't invent FTL, nor did they discover K-Crystal. What they did was far more strategic. They systematically acquired every known K-Crystal mine, every processing facility, and every distribution patent across the settled systems. They didn't build the door to the galaxy, they just bought the only key. This gives STC an unprecedented monopoly. Think of it like this. Imagine if one company owned all the oil, all the gasoline, and all the gas stations on Earth. That's the level of control we're talking about. But on a galactic scale, this isn't just about business, it's about power. STC can dictate the pace of exploration, influence interstellar trade, and even decide the outcome of conflicts, all without firing a single shot. They simply control the tap. Turn it on, and civilizations flourish. Turn it off, and they wither. So how do they maintain this chokehold? It's a three-pronged strategy, and the first part is strategic pricing. STC doesn't just sell K-Crystal. They manipulate its value with surgical precision. They use what economists call dynamic pricing, but on a terrifying scale. A new colony on the fringe of space. Desperate for supplies, the price skyrockets. A powerful core world experiencing political unrest. STC might lower the price to curry favor, stabilizing the government and making them dependent. They can create economic booms or bust on entire planets with a single memo from their headquarters. Every transaction is calculated to maximize not just profit, but influence. This isn't just selling a product, it's trading in the fate of worlds. The second pillar of their empire is control of the supply chain. Transporting something as unstable as K-Crystal across light years of space is incredibly dangerous. Pirate attacks are a constant threat, but STC saw this not as a problem, but as an opportunity. They invested trillions into creating the Aegis fleet, a massive, fully automated armada of policing vessels. These aren't military ships, they're security. On paper, their mission is to protect K-Crystal shipments and ensure the safety of trade routes. In reality, the Aegis fleet serves a dual purpose. Yes, it deters pirates, but it also gives STC a private navy that answers to no government. This fleet projects STC's power into every corner of known space. They can lock down entire star systems under the guise of security protocols. They can board and inspect any ship they deem suspicious, effectively controlling all interstellar traffic. If a planet or a faction steps out of line, STC doesn't need to declare war. They can simply establish a quarantine zone with the Aegis fleet, cutting them off from all K-Crystal supplies. The blockade isn't an act of war, it's supply chain management. It's a silent, suffocating form of control, and it's brutally effective. No shots are fired, but economies are strangled, and worlds are brought to their knees. This brings us to the third and most controversial aspect of STC's strategy: manufactured scarcity. K-crystal isn't actually that rare. Geologists estimate there are vast, untapped reserves on countless unsurveyed worlds, but STC actively suppresses this information. They fund expeditions that mysteriously find nothing. They buy out independent prospectors before they can announce major discoveries. Why? Because abundance is the enemy of a monopoly. If K-crystal were plentiful, its price would plummet, and STC's primary lever of power would vanish. So they create an artificial drought. They release just enough K-crystal into the market to keep the galactic economy humming, but never enough to create a surplus. This constant, low-level desperation keeps prices high and ensures everyone remains dependent on them. This has sparked what are now known as the fuel wars. These aren't traditional conflicts between nations. They're shadow wars fought over scraps of K-crystal. Factions will stage daring raids on STC convoys. Rival corporations will secretly fund illegal mining operations, which are then brutally shut down by the Aegis fleet. Plan is on the brink of economic collapse. Might offer safe harbor to smugglers, leading to STC imposing crippling sanctions. The geopolitical landscape is now defined by one's relationship with Stellar Dynamics Corp. Alliances are formed based on who can get a better price on K-crystal. Treaties are broken over access to new supply routes. The Galactic Assembly can debate all they want, but their resolutions are meaningless if STC decides to hike the fuel prices for their own systems. STC is, in effect, a state unto itself, more powerful than any single government, with its currency being the very fuel of civilization. What STC has created is the ultimate example of controlling a critical choke point. In military strategy, a choke point is a narrow passage, like a mountain pass or a strait. Whoever controls it controls movement. STC identified the ultimate choke point of the space age, the catalytic fuel for warp drives. By monopolizing it, they control the movement of goods, people, information, and power across the entire galaxy. They are the gatekeepers of the final frontier. The story of the FTL cartel serves as a powerful cautionary tale. It shows how innovation, the very thing that sets us free, can be shackled by greed and strategic control. The warp drive promised us the stars, but as long as Stellar Dynamics Corp holds the key, the galaxy will never truly be free. The question we have to ask ourselves is, what happens when the rest of humanity finally decides it has had enough? What happens when the push for freedom becomes more powerful than the fear of the void? That, I suspect, is when the real war for the stars will begin. Thanks for watching. If you find this kind of deep dive into the economics and politics of science fiction interesting, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more analysis. Let me know in the comments what you think about STC's business model. See you next time.